What if the person who saves your life is the very person you were taught to fear? Imagine you're dining in the most exclusive restaurant in the city. Then, 4 armed men storm in, guns locked on you, the billionaire everyone envies. Your guards are down. Death is seconds away, and then a kid steps in front of you. Just a black teenager in a worn hoodie clearing your dessert plate. Why would he do that? And why do the killers suddenly look like they've seen a ghost? Stay with me. This isn't just a rescue. It's a reckoning. Rain slicked Manhattan's streets as Silas Thorne savored his $500 tasting menu at Le Ciel Étoilé. Tech titan. Ruthless visionary. Tonight, he celebrated crushing his last rival. At the next table, Malik Johnson wiped his damp palms on his oversized hoodie. His shift as a busboy was almost over, just needed to clear. Thorne's empty plate before catching the late bus home to his Bronx apartment and his community college physics. Textbook. Invisible. That's how he survived here. Then the world exploded. 4 men in black. Tactical gear burst through the doors. Balaclavas hiding their faces. Submachine guns sweeping the room. Down! Now! The command echoed like a death sentence. Panic erupted. Crystal shattered. Diners dove under tables. Thorne's 2 guards went down in seconds. The leader strode straight for table 12, weapon aimed at Thorne's chest. Your empire ends tonight, Thorne. Justice for the lives you ruined. Thorne braced for the bullet. But Malik, acting on pure instinct, lunged up and threw himself between the gun and the billionaire, arms spread wide. No! The gunman froze. Not paused, froze. His cold focus shattered into raw shock. He ripped off his balaclava, revealing Marcus Rourke, Thorne's former head of security, fired months ago for questioning unethical projects. Tears streamed down Rourke's face as he stared at Malik. My boy. They said you died in the fire. Malik's blood turned to ice. The fire, 5 years ago. His parents' apartment. Officially an accident. He'd woken in a hospital with a new name, Malik Johnson, told his old life was gone. But Rourke was his uncle, and he'd just called him by his real name, Liam Rourke. Liam? Rourke choked, dropping his gun. Is it really you? Sirens wailed outside. Rourke's men lowered their weapons, stunned. Thorne watched, calculating as the reunion unfolded in the chaos. Then Rourke snapped back to reality. Go, Liam, now! Before police lock this down! He shoved Liam toward the kitchen with 2 of his men. I'll find you. Liam ran, heart hammering, leaving behind the billionaire he'd saved and the uncle he thought was lost. Thorne watched him vanish, the image of the brave kid seared into his mind. Not just a busboy, a ghost. And ghosts, Thorne knew, always came back to haunt you. In a damp alley, Danny, one of Rourke's men, guided Liam through back streets. Your uncle never stopped looking for you, Danny panted. After the fire, he dug into Thorne dynamics. Your dad, David Rourke, was their ethics officer. He found Project Chimera, Thorne's plan to manipulate people using secret algorithms. He threatened to expose it. Then, the fire, Danny's voice hardened. Marcus believes Thorne ordered it. Made you disappear? Liam's mind reeled. His parents weren't just victims of bad wiring, they were murdered. And he'd been living a lie, scrubbing plates for their killer. They reached a basement apartment in Hell's Kitchen. Rourke pulled Liam into a crushing hug. I've got you now, son. Never letting go. Maps and photos of Thorne covered the walls. A whiteboard detailed Project Chimera and the Rourke fire. We have proof, Rourke said, pulling out a USB drive. Financial trails, encrypted logs showing Thorne ordered the arson. This drive holds Chimera's core code. With your testimony, we destroy him. Before Liam could respond, Rourke's burner phone rang. A panicked voice. They know your location. Vance's team is coming. 20 minutes max. Thorne's hunters. They'd traced Liam from the restaurant's security feed. Go. Plan B, the waterfront warehouses. Rourke yelled, shoving documents into a bag. As they fled into the rain, Liam grabbed his small backpack, his only link to his old life as Malik. Rourke tucked a photo of Liam's parents into his jacket. We're not losing you again. Silas Thorne stood on his penthouse balcony, city lights glittering below. His security chief Vance reported. They're heading to the docks, sir. We'll have them cornered. Thorne's eyes were cold. Don't harm the boy. Bring him to me, intact. He smiled faintly. David Rourke's son, with his father's conscience, but perhaps malleable. Let them think they've escaped. Then we'll see what the ghost is truly made of. The abandoned warehouse loomed like a tomb under the stormy sky. Rain soaked Liam's hoodie as Rourke led them inside. "We'll be safe here," he said, handing Liam a blanket. But Liam saw the truth in his uncle's eyes. This was a last stand. "Thorne owns everything," Liam said quietly. "How do we win?" Rourke pulled out the USB drive. "With this, and your truth." He explained their contact. Maya Chen, Danny's sister, an investigative journalist. "Your story makes people care. This drive brings the wall down." Suddenly, Hank shouted from the entrance. "Vehicles! Closing in!" Headlights speared through the broken windows. Engines roared. Thorne's private army, led by Vance, surrounded them. "Trapped!" Danny hissed. Rourke shoved the drive into Liam's hand. "If I say run, you run. Get to Maya. Give her this." "You are the mission now, Liam. Promise me." Liam's throat tightened. "No. We go together." A megaphone boomed through the rain. "Marcus! Liam, this is Silas Thorne. Come out peacefully." "No one needs to die," Rourke snarled. "Don't trust him!" Thorne's voice softened, almost gentle. "Liam, I owe you my life. I can give you back your real name, your real life. Don't make your father's mistake, choosing martyrdom over power." The offer hung in the air. Safety, recognition, an end to the struggle. All Liam had to do was walk out. He looked at his uncle's desperate eyes. Thought of his parents' laughter, stolen by Thorne's greed. Remembered stepping in front of that gun, not for Thorne, but because it was right. "No," Liam said, voice ringing clear. "My father chose courage. And I choose that too." He scanned the warehouse. Rotting pallets, rusted catwalks, crumbling beams. An idea sparked. "Uncle Marcus, do you still have those flashbangs?" A fierce grin spread across Rourke's face. "Oh, I do." Outside, Thorne watched the warehouse, rain dripping from his coat. "Last chance, Liam," he called through the megaphone. When silence answered, he nodded to Vance. "Go." The doors exploded inward. Black-clad figures flooded in. Inside, Marcus fired a shot at hanging pipes. Clang! A distraction. Danny and Hank triggered charges on support beams. Dust rained down. Liam's tripwires snapped. Bang! 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 Flashbangs detonated, blinding and deafening Thorne's men. "Chaos erupted! Go, Liam!" Marcus roared, laying down covering fire. Liam sprinted through the maze of debris. Bullets whined past. He reached the rusted freight elevator, jammed a rebar into the padlock, and heaved. Metal screamed. The lock broke. He scrambled up the ladder inside the dark shaft, heart pounding. Below, a cry of pain. "Uncle Marcus! Go, for your parents!" Marcus's voice was ragged but urgent. Liam climbed, tears mixing with rain. He pounded on the roof hatch. It flew open. Maya Chen's sharp eyes met his. "Liam Rourke, get up here!" He tumbled onto the roof. Maya bolted the hatch just as boots pounded below. They sprinted to the edge where a speedboat idled. Sliding down a rope ladder, they hit the deck. "Go!" Maya yelled. The boat shot into the harbor as Thorne's men burst onto the roof. Liam looked back. Thorne stood among them, face a mask of fury in the rain. Their eyes locked across the dark water, the billionaire and the busboy, the hunter and the ghost. The chase wasn't over. 2 days later, the world burned. The Sentinel published Maya's exposé, Project Chimera, how Silas Thorne planned to control your mind and murdered to keep it secret. Liam's testimony, verified, raw and real, was the heart of it. The USB drive's data flooded the internet. Vance was arrested fleeing the country. Thorne was charged with murder, arson, and conspiracy. His empire crumbled overnight. Liam stood on a quiet pier at dawn, no longer Malik Johnson. He was Liam Rourke. His name was known. His truth was heard. Maya joined him, handing him coffee. "MIT's offering you a full scholarship. Book deals are pouring in." Liam smiled faintly. "Maybe later. First I finish community college." He gazed at the sunrise. "My dad said understanding how the world really works is the first step to fixing it." Thorne wanted to control the system. "I want to build something better.